Welcome to another podcast of the current situation at Manchester United. When was the last time I introduced a video like this? It's been a couple of years now. No, usually I say welcome to another podcast of the current situation at Manchester United, not slow about. Yeah, welcome to another podcast of the current situation at Manchester United. In this video podcast, I'm going to be talking about the game against Burnley. This will be the preview video. Also, I'll be touching base with Marcus Rashford's response to criticism, and also I'm going to be talking about Bruno Fernandes. So this is going to be quite a congested video. It's going to be very detailed. It's going to be very layered out. There's a few things I need to layer out. So, without further ado, our game against Burnley, Mason Mount is back into the fold from injury. He was asked, everything was asked if Luke Shaw and Martial will be back. I'm surprised they didn't even say Malacia, because Malacia has been missing. He's missing more than Jimmy Hoffa, man. He's just missing. No one has heard of this guy. They haven't even filed a complaint to even try to find this guy. It's just it's just a wonder why this guy's not mentioned. But yeah, he was asked if Luke Shaw and Anthony Martial will be participating in the remaining games before the season ends. And according to everything, he's basically said that, yeah, if they are back in time, they'll participate. So, that's a plus right there if they get to the games. Yeah, against Burnley, though, was asked about his opponent, Burnley, and according to his response, Burnley plays high-intensity football. Now, Burnley is not the Burnley of old where they play Brexit football under Sean Dyche, the 4-4-2 flat. Is me long goalkeeper to the centre forward, right back to the centre forward, full back plays it to the centre forward, centre back plays. They don't play that football anymore unless they need to. But they're with Vincent Kompany there, being the Mr. Mega Mind that he is, he's trying to implement a different style of play to the Burnley side that he's managing right now. And it has pulled off a few times, I have to say, in the few games that I've seen them, not watch because I don't watch Burnley, but in the few highlights that I've seen them, do some good, decent style of play. They have been, they've been trying to pull off their stuff. But against Manchester United tomorrow at Old Trafford, they could put on a show for us, isn't me? And Sheffield tried to do that and they lost 4-2, isn't me? So I don't think Burnley is gonna try to pull that off because Burnley is not as defensive, and yeah, like I said, Burnley is gonna try to play some football. Although I believe I'll be defensive tomorrow because we're very dangerous on the counter attack. So with that being said, yeah. Burnley is not a walkover side. They've never been a walkover side. They've never been. But we have to be vigilant. We have to watch them. We have to watch them real close. Another thing we need to watch about Burnley. We can't give Burnley space. We can't give Burnley space. They have young players. They have energetic players, which is why those young energetic players are fit to play the intensity. Man, I can't even talk to them. They are fit to play the high intensity football that Burnley plays. Now, in terms of the camp of Manchester United, like I said, we can't give Burnley space. You see me? And yeah, we have to watch, how we play against Burnley because they if they get the chance, they'll try to, score the goal. But we have to concentrate on how we play. And according to everything, he's basically said that we have played more attacking. According to, not that he said it, word for word, but that's the essence he's saying. He said, in comparison with the first half of the season, which was from August to December of last year, in comparison to January to the present time right now, on the 26th of April 2024, they have played more attacking football, scored way more goals than last year. It's me. And in a sense, I agree. Because, like, in the first 2 months, I think we're unbeaten or something. Rasmus Højlund found his shooting boots in the Premier League. Started scoring goals in the Premier League more often. Isn't me? After him broke his ducks against Aston Villa at home in December. he's been on a water fountain, type form where it was just flowing. Goals are coming easier for him. He's finding his golden touch. So that type of thing for Ireland. So even if it's not him, we're still scoring goals anyway. So that's the aspect I agree with everything. Where we score more goals in the second half of the season than the first. Now, I'm gonna talk about my starting. So my starting lineup. Onana, although he's not been in form. Right back, Wan-Bissaka. Left back, Diogo Dolo. Centre back, I'm going with Harry Maguire will be starting. That's a given. Is Evans back from injury? No, because if he was back from injury, everything would have said it in press conference. So I guess the young French defender will be playing. And if he starts, which I believe he will start. No, Varane. Varane will be playing. Yes, Varane, man. Come on, let's not do that. Varane, yes. Wan-Bissaka, Raphael Varane, and Harry Maguire. And by the way, I wasn't talking about, when I say young French defender, I wasn't talking about Varane, because Varane is not young. But I was talking about the other brethren. I can't remember his name. Yakabala. That guy, the guy that Solanke, put on the floor a couple weeks back. I don't want to be seen him starting. So Varane with Maguire and Dalot at the left back, inverting into midfield. In midfield, speaking of midfield, Kobe Mino with Casemiro. I know Casemiro has not been in the best of form lately, but given his experience, man, we still need him to start now midfield, man. He's like still one of our best midfielders at the club, so we have to start him. Him with Kobe Mino. Number 10, of course, is Bruno Fernandes, which I'll touch on at the end of this video. And in attack, Anthony has been getting criticism lately for his poor form and goal output. So I'm seeing Rashford. No, not Rashford. I'm seeing Holland. I'm seeing Holland up top, and I'm going with Garnacho. Am I seeing Garnacho start on the right or left tomorrow? I'm not even sure. Make a choice, bro. Make a choice. Make a decision. Okay. I'm going with Garnacho on the left hand side, and I'm going with Anthony on the right hand side. I'm not seeing Rashford start tomorrow if he gets any game at all. So that's going to be my starting lineup. Right, run it back. Onana, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Harry Maguire, Dalot, Kobe Mino, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes. Right hand side of the right winger is going to be Anthony. Left wing is going to be Garnacho, and of course our centre forward will be Rasmus Højlund. Leave your starting 11s in the comment section below, and if you have been watching up until this time, like and subscribe to the channel. Now, let's talk about Marcus Rashford. Now, so Marcus Rashford has been receiving criticism lately on his recent vein of form, which has not been good. He has not been scored. He has only scored 2 goals in his last 10 Premier League games. That's not a good return, bro. And this season, he has not lived up to the hype of last season. Because last season, he scored 30 goals. And everything has enlightened that, yes, Marcus Rashford is not playing well as he did last season. Although some persons thought he didn't play well last season, but he got a lot of goals. But his goal output is not the same, though. He's not putting out the same effort that he got for those 30 goals that he got last season. Because last season he had a higher goal output. This season he has a lower goal output. He has 8 goals in our competition. And as statistics would serve me, this is like his lowest goal scoring, one of his lowest goal scoring seasons ever since 2 seasons back, when Rangnick was at Manchester United. He scored 5 goals couple seasons back when Rangnick was at Manchester United. This season he has 8 in our competition across the board. But it's still not satisfactory. It's still not the type of numbers you would expect Manchester United's number 10 to have. Because even in Wayne Rooney's worst season, he was scoring goals. You see me? It was Wayne Rooney still, but he was still scoring goals. And he was even playing in a deeper position. So you had to cut him some slack for scoring lower goals, having a lower goal output. But regardless, Marcus Rashford has been receiving abuse and criticism. Now, this is where I'm going to give my intake on Marcus Rashford. I've said this before, bro. At least three years ago, in 2021, I remember this video where I spoke on the criticism that has been levied on Rashford, Martial, Twansibi. Remember Twansibi? And Eric Bailly and Paul Pogba. That is 5 black players. 5 black players 3 years ago that has been getting criticism. That was 3 years ago, you know. In 2021, at least February, March of them times here, I was doing this video where I was doing like these players were getting criticism and racial abuse. Racial abuse. Now, Rashford, we all know Rashford has never been a consistent player in all his life. In all his football career. He has never been a consistent football. He has never been on form permanently. He has always been on purple. He's been on purple patch form. Couple weeks of good form, you know, score a goal, couple goals here and there. But he's never been, you know, like a main guy that scores a lot of goals, you know, different seasons. He's wishy-washy, man. Like, he's like, if you could say what a person's mood is to life, that's Marcus Rashford's form to football. His football form is very moody. So some seasons, like I said, I cannot talk today, so you have to see that, brother. Some seasons he has, you know, single digit goals, like 8, 7, 5 in our competition. Whereas other seasons, he has like 16, 21, and 30. And that's, you know, if you get 30 goals in our competition in a season, at least statistically, you're doing decent for yourself. Although you could be playing crap. But if you go score 30 goals all season, you know, persons may find that as a reason not to criticize you that much. Although you go score 30 goals in the season. So the main thing was that Rashford has never been a consistent player all his football career, all his life in football. He has never been a consistent player. Now, some persons may, you know, pull up trees of reason saying that Rashford, couple of years back, you know, he played through an injury and that has hampered his form. That's 3 years ago, bro. He had yes, I know what injury you're talking about. He played with an injury 3 years ago for 2 seasons straight where he wasn't playing at his best. 2020, 2021. 2021 and 2022. Those two seasons, his injury, you know, repelled him to play proper as a proper footballer. But let me go to the criticism because I don't want to go over now all over the place. Again, I want this video to be done by under 20 minutes. Rashford, constructive criticism can be excused. Yeah. Constructive criticism can be dude, if you're constructively criticizing, now some persons, they don't even know what type of criticism, they just criticize for criticism. They don't know what like there's different type of criticism. If you guys don't know, then I'll happy enough to say. You have constructive criticism, you have destructive criticism, you have subjective criticism, and you have objective criticism. I'm going to give a brief definition of each of these 4 type of criticism. Let's start with subjective criticism. Subjective criticism is basically your own opinion on somebody else that is not an absolute truth. Like, for example, if I say Wayne Rooney is the best Manchester United player of all time, that's a subjective opinion. That's a subjective. Just because he's Manchester United's top scorer doesn't mean that he's our best player. Because some persons don't think Wayne Rooney is our best player of all time. And there are persons that believe that. So just because he's our top scorer doesn't mean that he is, or he has been, or he's Manchester United's best player ever. You see me? It's a subjective opinion. But if I go tell a person, say, yo, why you didn't clean up this spot, man? You didn't clean up this spot. What's up with that spot? I'm even smelling a stench, man. You didn't wash your clothes or something? Man, this stench is killing me. If I stay here 1 minute, I'll die. That's a subject. No, if it's not stink, if it's not really stink and you're overreacting, I know this is not the best example. I'm on the spot, so hear me out and see with a brother. That's a subjective opinion if it's not really stink, but you're overdoing, thinking that's really stink. Okay, let's use football terms. Some persons may say that Onana has not been, he's not been playing well this season as a goalkeeper for Manchester United. That is not only a subject, I believe that's an objective opinion. Because most persons can see that he's not been playing well. So that's not just a subjective thought. That's an objective. I'm going to get back to the criticism in a second. That's an objective criticism that Andre Onana has not been playing well this season for Manchester United between the sticks. He has conceded. I think this brethren is trying to catch up to Lionel Messi's goal record in 2012. You're a goalkeeper. Why are you trying to concede 91 or 92 goals? You're not Messi. Why are you trying to concede them? It's like he's trying to catch up with Messi, man. Concede him all these goals, so he's not been playing well. That's an objective criticism. But if I tell Andre Onana, say, yo, real big man thing, say, I'm your bestie, I respect you as a individual, as a man. So as a man, I'm going to tell you something, and I don't want you to take it to heart, but real man thing, you're not been playing well this season, bro. It's me, and I don't think this is not new. I think even, Charles, Ray Charles can see that you're not playing well. You're not playing well. And, as a best friend, it kills me to see you're not playing well. So, I want to see you better, bro. No hate, no ill will. I just want to see. See, that is constructive criticism. You're not, disparaging the person. You're not disrespecting the person. You are, from a constructive perspective, constructively criticizing him, saying, because you want him to do better. That's the area where you're coming from. That's where criticism is coming from. You want him to do better because he's not doing good. And for him to do good, he needs to do better. So you're criticizing him constructively. Now, if I go to say Andre Onana, say, 2 minutes, man, I can't even do it in 2 minutes. I'm going to finish under 30 minutes. If I tell Andre Onana, say, my youth, you're the worst goalkeeper ever. You're crap. Go back to Cameroon, man. You can't even catch a fly if it was even flying in your face. Leave Manchester United right now. You're not a good goalkeeper. We don't want to hear someone. Hey. Reason why, hey. Leave Manchester United, man. Leave Manchester United, man. You're the worst goalkeeper. You see me? You're the worst goalkeeper ever in football history. Not only is that a subjective opinion, subjective criticism, that's a destructive criticism. You see me? That's a destructive criticism. You see me? Especially if you're attacking the person personally. Like if you go tell Odnan, say, man, not only you're the worst goalkeeper, you're ugly, you're black as hell, you're pitch black. You see me? I mean, what's up with this Towel of Babel type hairstyle, man? Cut that hairstyle off. You look like a baboon. Cut it off. See, that's destructive criticism, bro. You're attacking the person. You see me? So I believe I covered all subjective criticism, objective criticism, constructive and destructive. 4 criticism. So the basis of this, me saying all of this is me saying this. Rashford, from a constructive criticism perspective, deserves him. Because persons actually want him to do well. Yes. Persons want Rashford, like everything wants Rashford to do well. You see me? Some persons are taking that overboard. You know, attacking the person, saying, "Man, Rashford no good, man. You're no good, Rashford. You see me? You're not fit for football. You're the worst ever player. You're black, dude. There, yeah. Why are you attacking the person? That has nothing to do with football. That's when you know say some person attacking you personally and destructively. Is when they're attacking your physical features, how you are personally. You see me, like saying that you're ugly, dude. That has nothing to do with football, man. That has nothing to do with football. You're attacking the person, so that's that destructive criticism. Now, if persons want Rashford, and there are persons that want Rashford to do well, then he deserves those criticism. I've said the same thing about Harry Maguire. And I'm not even a fan of Harry Maguire. But I have to be objective, man. I'm not with, I've called Harry Maguire, I'll even raise man in the feed. I have called Harry Maguire a slabhead before. Is me? I've called him a slabhead before. Is me? Because he's a slabhead. That's my opinion. But I haven't attacked him saying that, he's no good, this and that. He's a big... I think I've said that he said he's big at least once. But I didn't say it in no rage type manner. I said it in a, a joking manner. Like, this bigger defender for Manchester United, we're the number 5. He's no real Ferdinand. We signed this guy for 80 mil. This guy shouldn't be playing for Everton, but he's at Manchester United for 80 mil. So, persons, I even defend him because the person were attacking him. And I did a video on him. But Rashford does not, no player deserves destructive criticism, man. They deserve us, empowering them, criticizing them in the best light. I believe objective criticism and constructive criticism is all in the same line. They are like, Venn diagram, like that, like that thing, that little thing right here, so that just meshes together. Constructive criticism, not subjective, objective criticism, they come together. They share the same light. They want Rashford to play well. Some persons don't even care if Rashford play well. They just want him out of Manchester United. He's been here since 2016. That's almost a decade. 2 years short of the decade. He's been here for 8 years. So Rashford, constructive criticism-wise, deserves it because he's not playing up to the par that he has been playing this season, and he knows that. So yes, I'm not done with persons criticizing Marcus Rashford, attacking him, attacking his character, his integrity, moral character, and so forth, and saying that racial slurs. I'm not done with that, man. What you should, and it's not even attack. What you should criticize is his performance in a constructive manner. In a constructive manner, yes, not a destructive manner. He's just a player, man. He's a human being. Persons go make mistakes. And because persons go make mistakes, they need uplifting. If you go uplift somebody, it has to be positive, man, not destructive. You understand? So if you want Rashford to play well, I can go over this all day, but some persons go need a back kick in the backside to play well. You see me? Some of that soothing, smooth talk, we want you to do better, we want you to improve, is not going to work with some players. And I think that's evident. Some players just need that tough love. This is why Jose Mourinho called Luke Shaw fat. Because it's a fact. He's not only fat, but it's the fact that he needed that to improve, man. You see me? This is why certain managers are suited for certain players. This is the same reason why Chelsea's catching hell. Because they are spoiled. They don't have a manager with backbone. And I shouldn't even be saying this because I'm no Chelsea fan. But if Simeone was at Chelsea, they would fight for them place in the starting level. They would fight for them place in the starting level. If Jose Mourinho was at the bridge for a third, tenure, which is unlikely to happen, but this is football, anything can happen. Most of them players won't even play. Enough story. Pochettino is not running that ship at Chelsea. Cole Palmer is running that ship at Chelsea. So bringing up Manchester United, man, I lost my train of thought. So basically, I'm saying this, man. I don't want to do no empty ranting, but the point is this: Rashford hasn't been playing well, and yes, he hasn't been playing. That's not only a subjective criticism, that's an objective criticism and a constructive criticism. Everybody can. I don't hear nobody talking about Rashford playing well this season. If you saying Rashford is playing well this season, I have a swamp in Switzerland to sell it, because that is buffoonery. He's not playing well this season. He's not playing well this season, man. So yes, the constructive criticism can be excused. But what cannot be excused is him getting destructive criticism, man. He's just a player. No player, I don't even care if I hate the player. No player should not be criticized destructively. No player. Not even Joey Barton should be no player should be criticized destructively. Because that's where you're going over, as they would say, going over the edge. You're going into unwanted territory now. I can't even talk. Criticize a player from a constructive, not destructive, from a constructive basis. That's my say on Mark Rashford. No, Bruno Fernandes has been in the news lately, and this is where I must say on Bruno Fernandes, dude. I'm not the biggest fan of Bruno Fernandes. This is me. I'll leave the tip up to that. I'm not the biggest fan of Bruno Fernandes, but I believe that going back to criticism, Bruno Fernandes, ever since he even signed for Manchester United, he has been getting criticism. Even more so, starting with his second full season, which was 2021-2022. Because persons noticed that Bruno Fernandes was not pulling up the same numbers that he was the previous season, and that was before Cristiano Ronaldo came to Manchester United. And plus, the previous season was COVID season. Most persons weren't even in the stadium. So, because of that, his numbers were not as high, and his assists were not as high. They were not double-digit assists, and even when he was assisting, he was not playing well really. He wasn't playing well really, so he got criticism. For 3 seasons, he's been getting criticism. Persons have been comparing him with De Bruyne. I even heard a guy, I'll say his name. What's his name again? I forgot his name. They call him Sunshine. He was on Saeed's channel. I'll say Saeed's channel name. He was on Saeed's channel for, what they call it? I forgot. I stopped watching his channel. But they have this feature on Saeed's channel. Manchester United fan, of course. Most persons should know who I'm talking about. The man them talk. And he basically boxed Bruno Fernandes over De Bruyne. Now, most persons laughed. Because common sense would tell you that Bruno Fernandes is not a better player or a better playmaker than De Bruyne. This is common knowledge. But he actually gave his reasons for why he backed Bruno Fernandes on Said's show. I didn't laugh out at him, because some persons have different tastes in players. I can't back that. That's out of my control. As comical as it sounds, that's out of my control. What I can say about this, and this goes to Bruno Fernandes' performance lately, is that Bruno Fernandes is not a bad player. Some person's been backing him, saying, oh, Bruno Fernandes, Manchester United, this is one of the worst Manchester United seasons, which it is, and that's courtesy of the manager, but that's a different discussion. If he played in Man City, Bruno Fernandes would be getting way more assists and way more goals. That's a thought. If he was in Real Madrid, yes, he would have gotten more assists because Real Madrid have pacey wingers and pacey wide men. And they are more intelligent than the wingers that we do have. That's me. So, yes, he probably would have gotten more numbers and probably would have been a better player. So, yes, I can say Bruno Fernandes is not much of a bad player. I guess he's just misunderstood. See, that's one of the biggest one of the biggest cliche sayings of, excusing someone's behavior or, misperception, or persons think one way of him, other persons think of him another. He's just misunderstood. I'm not going to go too far height saying that Bruno Fernandes is a misunderstood player, but ultimately, bro, I've said this before, man. Bruno Fernandes is not the number 10 Manchester United should have if we want to win the Premier League. I've said it before. With the players around him, he's not going to be as effective, man. And Bruno Fernandes, let's not act as if dude, a clock is right twice. A broken clock is right. 31 minutes. I'm going to finish in 5 minutes. A broken clock is right twice a day. I've seen Bruno Fernandes take some long shots. I don't know if he's playing cricket or skyball because them shot is going way high. So the goal that him go score with his left foot outside of the box, it just happened. Some persons are going to have that day, man, and some person ain't go have that day again. Enough story. It's me. So Bruno Fernandes is not a bad player. But where I criticize, not even criticize, but what I'll say is this. He's not the number 10 that Manchester United should be starting. He can come off of the bench. I don't mind if I take him off of the bench, but starting him, if we're looking to challenge, for the Premier League, he's not the number 10. No, this is where persons go say, well, Bruno Fernandes has more goal contribution than Kevin De Bruyne this season. 17, goal contribution to be exact this season. And he has more goal contribution than Martin Odegaard. So because he has more of them, more goal contribution than Odegaard and De Bruyne, he's a better playmaker. Dude, I've said this before. I'm not a numbers guy. This is not mathematics. Watch the football with a couple eyes. Martin Odegaard, although he's been getting criticism in the early part of the season, no persons are appreciating him more. Persons are appreciating Havertz more, although Havertz and Odegaard are two different players. But the point is, Odegaard is a better number 10 in small spaces than Bruno Fernandes. Yes, in terms of small spaces, he's a better player than Bruno Fernandes. De Bruyne is a better player than Bruno Fernandes in tight spaces. And in terms of passes, passes forward, both of them are better than Bruno Fernandes. Both of them are better than Bruno Fernandes, man. I've seen Bruno Fernandes shoehorn some pass. I'm wondering if he's shooting from the midfield. Just lob some passes over. Some persons tend to forget that. But because he's in this good form right now, 2 goals against Sheffield and 2 assists, I believe, against Sheffield. Oh, he's a Messiah. He's the Son of God. You're no Messiah, no Son of God. You're Manchester United's captain and our number 10, who has caught form lately. Now, yes, you have been, you got your numbers this season, man. But performance-wise, you have not been consistent. Just like Rashford. Just like Anthony. But out of the two, you have been the better player, by a decent measurement. That's me. So it's not that you're a bad player, but let's not act as if Bruno Fernandes has, turned the corner into, he's Bobby Charlton now. Persons even say that he's going to be the next Eric Cantona. This person said that in 2020. That's 4 years ago. It's me. And he has not... I don't want to beat this one, but I'll say this. Bruno Fernandes, he's a good leader. He's a good leader. Yes. This is one of his key traits. He has impeccable stamina. When was the last time Bruno Fernandes was injured? When was the last? He's always available. This is a manager's how I should say it now. This is what a manager would cream for in a player. Their key player is always fit. Bruno Fernandes has that down pack. And another thing, yeah, he's very inspiring on the pitch. Now, person go say, well, he moans a lot. Well, if Bruno Fernandes wasn't saying anything in certain situations as captain, how would that make him look? How would that make him look? Even if he think it's a poor decision from the ref, at least he says something. Because if you're a captain and you believe, say, something is wrong, but you don't say it, you're not no captain, bro. Enough story. You're not no captain. So it doesn't matter what criticism you're levying on Bruno Fernandes that he's born in. If he complains a lot, so be it. Because if he wasn't saying anything, you would still complain. You would still criticize him anyway. Oh, this guy no captain. Or he's not even confronting the referee and he thinks he's a captain. He's no captain. But when he says something that this deserve or Manchester United merits a certain decision and he complain about, oh, this guy complains a lot. He moans a lot. What's up with him? He's throwing a fit. Is this guy a man child? So person go criticize anyway. So that's the praise I have for Bruno Fernandes. He's a good leader. He's inspiring. And believe it or not, at least in the Manchester United camp, he's influential. He's influential. I would say he's a better captain than Harry Maguire. And I've even said that almost 4 years ago in a video I did in October of 2020. Where I said Manchester United should make Bruno Fernandes captain. That was at the time with the players we have. Now with Casemiro and Varane, and the players that we have right now, I've taken aback and said that they're different. That there should be another player that should be captain. So I backdoored on that. But Bruno Fernandes is not the player that we should have if we're looking to win the Premier League, although that's a high expectation where we can't reach right now. We have to take baby steps, and this is where Brailsford and his main man, Radcliffe comes into play because they're changing stuff up. But yes, I have praised Bruno Fernandes. He's a good player in his own right. And right now, he's a player that should be starting as our main player, as number 10, and he's our captain. So that's where I back Bruno Fernandes. But let us not act as if this guy has been on good form all season. Talking about, is Bruno Fernandes one of Manchester United's best player for all time? Dude, this guy has, how much? About 30 penalties for Manchester United. And he has about 52 Premier League goals for Manchester United in the Premier League alone. He's a good player in his own right. But let us not act as if this guy's been on form all season, man. That's an insult. That's an insult to intelligent fans that know better and they know say he's not been on form all season. That is a subjective criticism. Because some person go think and say Bruno Fernandes has been actually playing well this season. So that's a subjective criticism and a subjective opinion. Like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts. I know this has been a long video than I hoped and expected, but I gave you a heads up that it was going to be a bit congested. And I do everything that I explain it the best I can because I'm not the best person at explaining stuff, isn't me? But I try to explain it in the best way I can on this spot. This was not, thought about. I just, brought up everything off of my chest in the video unrehearsed. Isn't me? So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And also let me know your starting events in the comment section below, man. Dude. And my prediction tomorrow, I forgot that in the first section of the video, is that we win, because I believe we will win. We will win against Burnley 3-0. Yeah, a conventional 3-0 victory. A conventional 3-0 victory. Yeah. So Onana can know what a clean sheet feels like. It's been a while he's gotten a clean sheet. So a 3-0 victory with a clean sheet. Comment down below in the comment section on your predictions. With that being said, I'll show to you guys in the next video podcast. Prediction, not prediction. In the next video podcast, match reaction. I'm out.